They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 226 of
The Magic Guys.
Hey, that was fun. I'm Josh Norbido, and to my left we have
Nick K, and beneath me is...
What's up, y'all? Doug Kahn's back.
Right on.
He's back. We're all back in the building, separate buildings, but same place, same fun place. And this is the podcast where we interview guests. We talk about our lives as professional magicians and share shenanigans. And today, in a moment, we're going to test your knowledge on magic, whether things are true or if they're illusion. Anyway, we have a speak pipe as well to start today off. We really appreciate them coming in so constantly now. And so we wanted to start off with some words from our viewers. Today is our friend and fellow magician, Mark Brown. Let's see what you're up to.
I had a fun moment recently. I was performing for a group, and there's this one lady who was just not being impressed by anything. So I said, all right, I'll do one more thing, and then I'll leave this group. And so since she wasn't impressed, I wanted to do something where it looked like I got it wrong, and then, switch for the right card. And so she picks a card, I lose it, I find the wrong card. I say, what was your card? Well, she tried to mess me up and lie to me, but she lied with the card in my hand. And so I turned around the card, and everyone kind of clapped a little, but she looked very confused. And I waited for her to start talking. As soon as she did, I did the switch. She said, that wasn't even my card. I said, what was your card? And she said, it was actually the two of hearts. I blew on the card and turned it around, and her brain just melted. She said some nice things. And afterwards, her friend came up to me and said, I've known her for 18 years, and you're the first human I've heard her compliment. So that was a fun moment where all the stars were aligned.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Got him.
Fun haters. Gotta love them.
Yeah.
They're the best moments when you use the heckler's heckleness against them, and it just makes a beautiful moment of magic. That's where the miracles happen. So it's good foresight that he did that and then changed it back to the original one so they could double heckle, and then worked against them. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I mean, we must have, if we really thought about it, there must be countless stories of moments like that, right? But
Well, getting the card right's pretty good hit. Once when she miscalls the card and it happens to be the one you're holding, that's a pretty good win.
What spins me out is when you meet people when they, like, you say you're using a force to do a revelation, right? And the card's like the ace of spades. And then you grab a card and they go like, is that your card? Find the ace of spades, grab the card. He goes, is that the ace of spades? I go, no, it's the king of spades. I go, cool, show everyone. And like, why would you hold a smoking gun? Like, you're such a Muppet. Like, you're such a Muppet. Everyone looks at that and be like, I don't understand what they think the outcome's going to be. Like, oh, that's really funny. He miscalled the card. It's like, oh, what a dickhead. He can't recognize a card. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, people will sometimes honestly forget or say the wrong one. That's happened countless times.
Let me be very clear, okay? Like, they have one objection. Find the ace of spades. They grab any card they want. They take the card. They look at the card. They know it's the card, and they say something else. And then you go, well, show everyone. It's like, why would you say that if you're holding a smoking gun? It's just so dumb. So dumb. Yeah.
I mean, you're right. It literally happened at the Theatre of Magic with Sean Mergard. I posted the clip about it like last week, and he's doing really great technical, serious magic pretty much. And the guy, and so a card appears between the two jokers, and he's like, and what was your card? And the guy says a card that's wrong, and he's like, oh, right, okay, well, I'm gonna have to go manual and look through it in the deck. And then halfway through, the guy's like, well, maybe I lied. And he's like, what? Oh, well, what was your card? And then, because what he'd done is misshown a different card between the jokers so that it could change into his card. But he named a different card. So now the audience thinks, oh, right, he's really messed it up. And the heckler also thinks he's messed him up proper. Admits it, because it's just carried on now. It's like, oh no, it was actually the, nine of hearts. And
Yeah.
then Sean reveals, oh, well, let's continue. And then shows it's now turned into what seems like a changed new card. It's great.
Yeah. What I've been doing, just in reference to this, is that like when I do my card in the box effect, what I do is I break up the revelation in 3 parts. I find it's just a weird thing, but if I find that if I just sort of look under the box and go, oh, was your card the 4 of hearts? No. Well, what was it? That's something you can get from people of this ilk, this let's call it dickhead realm. What I do now is I go, was your card a 4? So that's something because they're only telling a half truth. I find that I don't get the pushback anymore. And so what I say is I go, was your card a 4? Yes. Was it a heart? Yes. Was it the 4 of hearts? Yes. Are you going to clap? Oh, and then everyone claps. So I just find, because if they're going to be a dickhead, they can only be a dickhead for a small portion of the revelation. Because if you say something like, is it a 4? And they go, maybe. I go, I need an answer on that, man. Like you can push back on that. And I go, because you can ask the group at that point, was it 4? I go, you don't remember? Guys, was it a 4? Say yes. Was it a heart? So you can kind of defer. If you have like one revelation, it's like shoot or kill. But when you build up the revelation, I just find they don't push back as much. Take that idea and play with it. See if it works for you, friends.
Good
Money
tactic
in
as
the
well.
bank, buddy. What a great tip.
Yeah.
Pro
We're all
tip.
growing
Money in the
today
bank.
thanks to Nick K.
Yeah.
And Doug, what's happening in your world? We accidentally asked you right at the end of an episode last time with Trick Supply and the move and what's happening
You know
in
what?
Vegas.
You should ask me that question again next week, because what's happening in my world has been chaos. My wife's been ill. We had a week in the hospital with some pretty bad
man.
crap. And she has diverticulitis. So she had a flare up. It affected her kidneys, and they were scared for her. So they kept her there for a few days. And so business has not been business as usual, and I would be lying if I told you all the things I know about our new business. It's a public location, so we have Trick Supply. It's staying the same. Everything if you know about Trick Supply, that's business as usual. But if you come to Las Vegas premium outlet malls, you might see our kiosk in the mall. So let's talk more about that next week, huh? Sorry to have a short answer to that question.
No, that's great.
You know what? I love that because you heard it here, folks. Doug will be here next week. Let's go. All right, sick. I'm game to get into this trivia. I purposely didn't look over the list, so I don't actually know the answers. But Nick, our what's it called when you're controlling the game? Like in
Game
D&D?
Master. It's called a Game Master.
Sweet.
Nick.
Is our game master today?
Well, that's
And let's
right,
see what
friends.
happens.
And so what I've done is I've compiled nearly 50 true or false questions. And I always enjoy when we're talking on the show and we're fooling around and we're discussing things of knowledge. And I think that learning things in magic is kind of exciting. And I thought, what's a fun way to learn? Let's play a game of true or false in which I will be giving you facts, and you guys in the comments and playing at home or driving to work, listening to the podcast, can play along, and you can say whether or not you think these are true or false. Friends, are we ready to begin? All right, because we have heaps of these. So let's start with the first one. Houdini. Well, here we go. True or false? Houdini once worked as a spy for the U.S. government.
That's deep. That's really niche in particular. I've never heard that in any history I've been reading, so I feel like it might be false. Doug, what do you think?
I feel like that's speculative. It's maybe true. And I'm going to say false. I'm going to say it's Hollywooded that's what he did due to the Adrian Brody biography. Adrian Brody played Houdini, and they made it seem like he was deeply involved with all of it. But I think that's all Hollywood BS. False.
Well,
We got the audience is about 80% on true and 20% false.
Well, audience, on the box, Adonis, you guys are correct. That is true. There was evidence he provided intelligence while touring Europe. Well done.
What evidence, though? I want to see the evidence. Where's the smoking gun?
Well, stay tuned for episode 227. Of
I'll
the
ask
Magic
Trump when I come to visit. Question number 2. Here we go.
That's a good move.
True or false? Dai Vernon was known as the man who fooled Houdini. It's an easy one.
I think that's true. Is that true? Or are they different timelines?
Yeah, self-proclaimed. Let me do some Vernon hating while I'm answering this question. It's true.
Everyone's saying, oh, wait, it's half right now. Oh no, mostly are saying true.
It is 100% true. It is something that he proclaimed to the day he was laid to rest, like that he never let anyone forget it. So
here's a question: do you know what trick he proclaimed to fool him with?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe it was something as simple as like a card, like an ambitious card.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, he used a double backer, which at the time were rare, and he would do a second from the top and then do a double and deal a top cleanly. So because the double backer was not prevalent in the day, he smoked it. He smoked the KGB expert spy CIA guy himself.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive where the double backer is like the cutting edge technology in card magic.
Oh, it's staggering, isn't
it?
Oh
my God, what?
Yeah.
Assuming Vernon was not lying.
Damn.
Well, I don't know. Vernon's still a hero. I literally have him on my wall here, and not in that kind of like funny gimmicked card coming out of the pocket way. Like he's just up there as one of my heroes. So
yeah.
Next question.
Which is also where Nick's bed is as well.
That's
so
true.
It's right above his bed.
Yeah, he literally, and the funny thing is, like, he looks down in my bedroom, and it's that famous photograph where he's holding the cigarette and he's looking like this, like side eye. So he's kind of just peeking around the corner, watching me slay on the mattress. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
So he's seen my ass so many times. Just
and he's like, "You're
the magic guys."
Okay. Next question. David Copperfield legally changed his name to Copperfield after the Dickens novel. True or false?
I have to go to Doug for that one. I don't know.
I'm hesitant to speak quickly. I want the chat to have words on the subject. I'm wondering if that had to be his inspiration, obviously, the book. Did he legally change his name? Probably.
Correct.
Here's a fun side story. We had a Tarbell 7 that he autographed David Kotkin, which is where he published his first trick. Tarbell 7, it's a trick with a pen and a prediction. David Kotkin, volume 7. He's in there. That's his real name.
Wow.
Friends, the chat is a little divided, but the answer is true. His real name is David Seth Kotkin. But he did legally change it to Copperfield. Yeah.
Do you think he has his own private Facebook? And is it like David Kotkin, or is it like a random name? Or does he not have one?
I don't imagine he concerns himself with much such matters. I mean, yeah.
You don't reckon he's on any socials, like even to, chat to Kenner or?
It would be mediated.
Probably.
There's probably some secret rich guy chat app, like Rich Book or something. And it's only just, it's like like this heavily encrypted type thing where you can send nudes and no one's ever going to see them.
I love that he's 1 degree of separation from me, the boss, Wolfgang, the proprietor at Trick Supply. He's like, yeah, David called me yesterday at 11:30. I had to answer the phone. He's asking to get this new trick. He's such a nerd.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And I'm like, if you ever need me to drive some stuff to David's, just say the word. I'll be happy to make that delivery.
Or if he needs any run-throughs of how the effect works,
Yeah, he was looking for that new portal with the jumbo card. It's called Vacuum or something like that.
Vacuum.
Yeah.
Where does he live in Vegas? Doesn't he live like on 2 floors of a building somewhere? Like, is he in the MGM? Because I remember some years ago that he's got his own private swimming pool on this particular building, and the swimming pool leaked, and gallons and thousands of gallons of water actually leaked and went through the floor and the floors below and everything. Like, it was nuts. So the insurance bill was insane, but I digress. Let's move on to some more questions. We got a ton to get through. So, true or false? There is a magic trick so dangerous it is banned in 37 countries. True or false?
Let's go, chat. What do we got? I mean, we know the bullet catch is banned in Australia because we can't fire weapons. What other like banned effects do we know of?
That might
I feel
actually
like-
be the thing that makes this true. I can't imagine magic tricks are banned at all. I was going to say false, but now that you say that, I would imagine most realistic countries don't allow their public to wield firearms.
All right. So Josh is going with true. Doug is going with false. And the audience is pretty 50-50 saying that it's the bullet catch. And the truth is, it is false. Although some tricks, like the bullet catch, are heavily discouraged. Not banned, but discouraged. And that makes a lot of sense. Indeed.
Yeah, I feel like the real Russian roulette should be banned, like a real spike. It just every great I've watched has impaled their hand at some point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Why do we
Now,
do it?
true or false? The cups and balls is over 2,000 years old. This is an easy one.
Yeah, that's true. Let's
Doug,
keep going.
I don't believe that's actually true.
well, it's true because its depictions date back to ancient Egypt and Rome.
Hey, if ChatGPT says it's
or
true,
that's pictures
it's
of
true.
people eating soup that magicians would like to think it's the magic trick. I'll play a
Adonis has
devil's advocate here. I just don't think like cups and balls was refined entertainment 2,000 years ago. I'm not a historian. I'm guessing.
I'm going to
Well,
agree with Adonis on this one and say that it's true-ish.
It also would be like risky to do any magic back then, right? 2,000 years ago, you're doing magic, you better be like careful or you'll be executed or
Which?
a religion will be
Yeah, I would
started
like to
around
see
you.
some better documentation. Maybe I need to like do some more diligence. But I'm wondering, why would a magician do that 2,000 years ago? What train of thought would lead someone to think that having a bunch of objects would make a good magic trick? It'd be more likely they would make food appear, or something supernatural, as opposed to manipulating. It's like juggling, I guess. Maybe.
Possibly. All right. Next question. True or false? Penn and Teller have been performing together since they were 10 years old.
I think
That's
that's
false.
false.
Correct. That is false. They met as adults through a mutual friend who thought they'd hate each other.
Sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Number 7. In Japan, there is a magician who performs only for monkeys. True or false?
What?
In the modern age, that could be true. Like, but probably not. That sounds made up.
Nabito?
To do with monkeys, I'm going to say that's got to be. I think that's false.
Ronnie said it best. We're all monkeys.
That's true. That's true.
The answer is false. As far as we know, there is no one out there performing in this very niche market just for monkeys. So
Let's go. Can I just quickly asked our new leader of the world, ChatGPT, about the origins of cups and balls. So what it is saying is that one of the earliest, ancient things of it is like 2,500 BCE in Egypt, and they're saying that there's a wall painting found in the tomb of Didi, one of the first magicians recorded. I think we did an episode on that, right?
we did a history lesson on Didi, yes.
Depicts a version of cups and balls that scholars debate whether it was actually the trick we know today, but it strongly resembles it, which is what Doug's saying. And then they're also saying in India and China, there are versions of the trick that also existed in ancient India and China where magicians used bowls and then seeds or stones in their street performances.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But what is ancient China, though? Is it 500 AD, or is it before that?
Well, just to circle back to the question was, is it over 2,000 years old? So
That's my point. Is ancient China 1000 AD, or is ancient China 100 AD or is it earlier than that?
Yeah, true. I mean, what I can tell you is that, a retention vanish of a seed must have been fire back in the day. Like, if you can do that, that's like you would win FISM if it was invented.
Here's a curiosity: is the cups and balls described in the Discovery of Witchcraft, which was penned in like the 1500s? And I would suggest if the cups and balls is not clearly depicted in that book, that maybe there's not a clear path.
There is only two tricks depicted in that book.
Yeah.
And I don't recall. One was a trick with a knife.
Yeah.
And the other, I don't believe, was actually the cups and balls.
But beheading an object and restoring it, or causing injury and restoring the injury, that would be a trick that they would have performed in ancient times. I would suggest if the oldest trick in the book was around, that probably would have been mentioned in that volume. Again, I'm not an expert, but I guess I'm one of those scholars debating right now.
If I get my hands on the book again, I'll let you know, because I did actually physically get to play with that book when I hung with Teller at his house. So phenomenal. But
I got to see one at David's museum. Oh,
yeah, right.
Oy, what a flex.
Behind glass.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
right.
Next question. So yeah, this is gonna go. I think timing's working out really well with this. So let's keep pressing on. The classic trick, sawing a woman in half, was invented by a magician named P.T. Selbit. True or false?
I'm just going to flex a little and say I know it's true because I saw the same damn thing at David's museum.
That is correct. It's very
Here
true.
is the P.T. Selbit sawing in half.
In fact, it premiered in 1921. So that is a very true fact. And now you'll learn something, kids. Okay.
That's funny. So what was his name?
P.T. Selbit. S-E-L-B-I-T. Selbit. Yeah.
He must be pissed now that so many people have been copying his act.
I don't know, man. It'd be pretty cool to have a legacy. Imagine everyone started copying having a beard and being bald. We'd be the most popular guys, Josh, you and I.
It's great when you go to David's place and he shows you that one. He shows you the 6 ripoffs right next to it and how it kind of got, grew to what it is. And of course, his version with the saw is in there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, next question. Chris Angel once levitated over the Grand Canyon. True or false?
I mean, he actually did it, or there was a video of him doing it?
Yeah, he actually did it.
Well, it would have been in a Mind Freak special if he was doing it. I feel like that is the kind of thing Chris Angel would do. The chat is saying true so far. Everyone's saying
what? That David Copperfield levitated over the Grand Canyon. The best Chris Angel ever did was over the Luxor, which was pretty cool. But David Copperfield did the worst levitation ever when he pretended that was a thing.
Yeah,
that was a disaster.
Friends, Doug, you are correct. Chris Angel did not. He actually levitated between 2 buildings in Las Vegas, one being over the Luxor. Correct. So, yes. Yeah. So remember,
if you want a bad time, go look up the floating over the Grand Canyon illusion.
I was going to stay at the Lux because I'm going up early to Magic Live to sort of have a bit of a reset before the convention begins. But I'm actually going to stay at the Excelsior because I think it's a bit more ridiculous. And I think it'll be more fun. So extra Excalibur is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But
it's right next door.
Exactly.
King's there too.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is an interesting one. I found this question, and here it is. True or false? There is a magic convention called Abracorndabra held in Iowa. True or false?
Josh, where's the Jeopardy theme? Do you have that on the soundboard? Is that a thing in Australia? Yeah. That's true. They do it every year. Abracorndabra. It's a thing.
Well, Mark says true. Donna says true. Dragateer says this is false. On the box.
Nick.
The answer is true.
Should know better.
Yeah, the answer is true. It is a real thing.
Magicians are that corny.
Why is it called Corndabra?
Well, I guess Iowa is known for growing corn and maize, I believe. Like it's, yeah. Is that where I think the Williamson lives out there in Iowa, doesn't he?
Like David's from Ohio.
Ohio.
It's about the same, but not really close.
Gotcha. True or false, friends? The Guinness Book of World Records for the most tricks performed underwater. There is a Guinness World Record for most magic tricks performed underwater. Is that true or false?
I hope this is true. I've not personally been made aware of it, but if there isn't, I think someone should attack that. Because what a cool video that would be. I just instantly think of content. I'm like, that's a great content to do magic tricks underwater. But
that's a challenge.
I'm curious, like, would you do it underwater as in like you just put your hands in a fish tank and just do like Matrix a whole bunch?
That's not as cool.
Or do you actually like fully submerge, like full aqua dump style?
Yeah,
I think so. I think you got to be right. I mean, to be honest, people won't know that any of us three are actually underwater because normally what gives you away is that your hair is waving around like this.
That's true.
When you're underwater. So
I would say false. Too nichey, not enough really tricks to break a record. If it is a record, it's probably like 8 tricks. What are you going to do underwater?
The answer is true, and it was set by Martin Rees in 2021. There is
what?
Correct.
Damn, we gotta find that video.
Yeah. Now, well, this is a quick fire. Now, here we go. True or false? All magicians.
How many tricks was it? Do you have that number?
Didn't say. No.
So it's probably eight or 9.
I
He's
don't
like,
know
I'm done. I invented this record and I crushed it all in the same day. 9 tricks.
Really funny. It was actually like 4 tricks, but there was a lot of patter.
Beat it if you can, Magi.
Imagine
see you at Abracorndabra.
Imagine the patter of just like, and it's like, was your card the? I'm like, yes.
Did you say it was Martin Rees? Is that the guy you talked about?
Correct.
So he did in under 3 minutes. He did 20 tricks in the UK on 18th of November.
Come on, someone can beat that for sure.
Yeah,
that sounds easily beatable.
An oxygen tank has.
Oh, and then sorry, my mistake. And then there was an updated record. Someone beat it. A 13-year-old. Oh, come on. Avery Emerson Fisher in under 3 minutes did in 2023 did 38 tricks.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
damn,
that's a record.
Let's go. Holy crap! We got to. Why is that not a viral video around the world? That's crazy.
That should be a FISM category now. It's established.
It will be with all the new By the way, that's happening right now. So, fingers crossed. But that's crazy. All right. Sorry, rapid fire time. That's right.
Okay. So, true or false? All magicians are legally required to join a magic society.
Well, if I was a part of one, I believe that. It's got to be false.
If that's true, I'm in trouble. I've been a rebel my whole life.
Well,
never
friend,
had a card, not once.
You are not breaking the law because it is false, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Give America a few months. Maybe Trump will make it a requirement. We all have to join the IBM.
Oh, man.
Okay. True or false? There is a type of magic performed entirely with shadows.
A type of magic.
There is a type of magic performed entirely with shadows.
Is it called boring? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. No, I don't. Obviously there's I'm going to say it's false because I've never heard of like that genre specifically.
But what about Tobias Dostal and Silhouette?
Well, I know there's shadow magic and it's beautiful, but I've never heard of it like a particular. Like if I go to Penguin Magic, there's not a name of a type of.
If you go to Magic Inc., you could buy How to Do Shadowgraphy.
And you know what? With that knowledge, Doug, you are correct. Shadowgraphy or shadow plays, it's called. It's silhouettes being used for magic. Like
silhouettes magic.
And holding the finger and yeah.
That freaked me out, by the way. And people, the video I put up recently, you saw that one, right, Nick? The
you bet.
Like 50 million views or something. Yep. And the guy can hold on to the guy's shadow as he lets go, and his shadow stays there until he lets go, and then the guy's hand. And I've seen that guy do that clip that effect in a few places. Some people say it's edited, but still, like, we know of methods, really convoluted methods that could make it happen. So it's still insane. So I hope it's true. Okay, silhouette magic. I stand corrected.
Yep. True or false? You can't join the magic circle unless another magician sponsors you. True or false?
This is in the UK that we're
Magic
talking about.
circles in many places.
Oh,
Yep, you have a magic circle here too.
yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
All I know about the UK is that you have to audition
Hey,
and do a
yeah.
performance. So maybe that's true.
I would think it's actually more than one. I think you might need 2 or even 3 magicians, if I remember correctly. So I say true. You need to have that sponsor.
The answer is true. Yep. So you have to have a sponsor, and then you have to pass an audition or exam.
Oh,
Oddly enough, that is an anal exam. It's renal. So that's how they do it at the Magic Circle.
Mm-hmm.
although hang on, we have we got Yev in the chat, who was our guest last week, and he's calling false, and he is a member, I believe. So maybe he had special privileges getting through, and that's tainted your experience.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
like,
you were so damn good. They're like, nope, we don't need any recommendations. We subscribe to your Patreon already, and come on through.
well, most things of this nature do need a second, so because that's like an accountability buddy when you got someone vouching for you, you know, and that's I don't know. I'm not going to say gangster, but it is just like the way that things work in these club mentalities. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
By the way, quick side quest here, Doug. Maybe you haven't had the pleasure of interacting with Yev yet, but have you seen some of the knuckle busting flourishes of his on the internet? He taught some. He taught some to us on the pod, so you can jump straight to that chapter. But bro, like he can fan a deck of cards. A card shoots out, you catch it. It's insane.
Well, look, I've been self-absorbed the last week with stupid things.
No, understandably, but it's worth checking out. And he's jumped back in the chat saying Josh is right. Yeah, so they must have just especially let him through. But you still regular muggles wanting to be magicians, I think, need to be sponsored.
Unless you do fancy card flourishes like Yev. What's up, Yev? Sorry, I missed you. I'll check out your episode soon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's circle back to this. This is an easy one. If you're a fan, true or false? David Blaine once held his breath for over.
No, sorry.
David Blaine once held his breath for over 17 minutes. True or false?
That's just wild. I'm pretty sure that's the number that he went for the time he did it. But that's just crazy. Isn't that crazy?
Depends if it's true or not.
Yeah. Unless
I think he accomplished this with oxygen assistance. I think he eventually did do it, but maybe not au naturel.
I remember watching, because he gave a talk on it, on his progress, and he tried to cheat it, tried to do it with extra oxygenated water, but it was like too impossible to actually inhale. And then he was like, damn it, I may as well just try and do it for real. And if I don't know if anyone here has bought David Blaine's masterclass, like his magic masterclass. But within that, he actually goes through his teaching of holding your breath, and he does it with I think he does it with Arzy Wind, maybe Doug McKenzie's in there, and another guy, and you actually see them be able to hold their breath for 5 minutes, and they've never done it before through his breathing techniques and repetition. And so the guy's right into it. I'm going to say it's true, but we won't know the truth until
I think 12 minutes is the limit. I think.
Well, Ronnie actually nailed it in the chat, and the answer is true. He held his breath for a total of 17 minutes and 4 seconds. And he did I believe it was a TED Talk that he actually spoke about it on, which was phenomenal. The whole experience, and he had a couple of attempts with it because they wanted to make it like a spectacular where, like when you're holding your breath, you want to hold your body in a certain position. They wanted him to be kind of like in a star thing where his arms are stretched out, and that puts more strain on the body. Like it was kind of a very unfair thing. So the fact that he was able to do it was insane. So on to the next one. Now, true or false, the term sleight of hand comes from a Scandinavian. Let me say that again. The term sleight of hand comes from a Scandinavian phrase, which means hand deception.
So Scandinavia is claiming the term sleight of hand?
Correct. And the term means hand deception.
Bum, bum, bum.
I have an answer.
Go ahead.
I would attribute the term from the French word legerdemain, which means quickness of hand.
Good theory. Good theory. Anyone else?
The chat is coming in with false.
Okay, well, this is good. This is going to blow your mind. The answer is true. It derived from an old Norse word meaning sly or clever.
What the? We got to do some research on that. That's crazy.
Well, done my diligence, bud. So
I heard it was Didi in the Egyptian tombs calling it leisure de sea.
Ooh,
That's
fancy.
my theory. I'm making up theories to go with the other bullshit they made up for the Egyptians.
Okay, true or false? A magician once performed a trick that involved escaping from a giant microwave.
How long could a person survive in a microwave? Like real talk. Like if you had a life-size one.
Look, how many people go out through deceptive stairs before the trick even happens?
Does Nathan Burton do that in his comedy magic show?
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Is that
answer.
your final? True or false?
True. Nathan Burton.
Okay, Josh.
I got no idea. I'm saying what Doug's saying.
You saying true?
I'm guessing. Trying to guess.
Sounds true, says Adonis, and the answer is false. Although it's probably a pretty great idea.
But not a real microwave. Probably not a
Now
great idea.
here's an interesting one. True or false? Magic is banned in Saudi Arabia. True or false?
I think that's false. I think DMC has like a regular parlor show in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, false. Why would you ban magic? That's stupid.
Well, in some religions, it is considered witchcraft and can lead to harsh penalties, which is why the answer is true.
No. Really?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's banned.
And from someone who actually toured and went to Qatar, like it was very interesting to see how they received it. And all of the press conferences we did leading into it were saying this is not witchcraft. This is just ingenuity that we want to share with you guys. And the first people to ever go there and perform magic were actually Adam and Selena Murby from Perth, Australia. They were the first people to ever perform magic in that country.
Wow.
And I was on that tour.
So now it's not banned, or that was an exception?
That was Qatar. So
I love how they just leave out Didi from the whole freaking, like there was no performance of magic there then. Is Saudi Arabia near Egypt and the pyramids? Is that near?
On my geography,
maybe I don't know enough stuff.
But yeah, it's fascinating nonetheless. So next one. Here we go. Friends, true or false? The Magic Castle in Hollywood is haunted by the ghost of a failed card magician.
Fuck, that's dark, man.
Why so specific?
Yeah, a failed card magician.
Well, this
Is
one's
that your
kind of
card? No. Well, I'll show you.
Is this Invisible Oma? She's just pissed, so she plays piano every night.
Well, this is the thing. There's a half truth there, and this is why I need a final answer. So, is it true or false, guys?
False. I say false.
False, Doug. Nabito.
I don't see why the Magic Castle would allow a failed card magician ghost to stay in the castle. They would never have been approved. So I'm going to say false.
Okay, look. Well, the castle is allegedly haunted. That is true. But is it haunted by a magician who failed in card magic? The answer is false. It is not a magician, but it is haunted by a pianist. If you ever go to the castle, you will see the ghost play any song. You can go up to it and say, I want you to play Anarchy Burger by the Vandals, and it will. It's fantastic. So
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
it's really special.
Next
Very cool.
question. True or false, there is a magic trick that uses a trained goldfish.
No.
But you have to teach and perform it within 8 seconds.
No, don't change it. Don't change the spec. It's not what I've made. No. It is. There is a magic trick that uses a trained goldfish. True or false?
False.
Yeah, I'm going to go with false. That seems... Oh, it's probably true. I don't know. Maybe something to do with the light. You train them to follow the... I'll go true. We'll split it up here.
All right. The chat's a little divided on this one as well, but the answer is true. It is true. In fact, animals have been used for many tricks, including goldfish, mice, rabbits, birds, and even a scorpion. So...
And did it give you any knowledge on what this goldfish effect
Just
is?
said that it is tricky, but it has been done.
Oh, come on. You can't leave us
Yeah.
hanging like that.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, bonus rounds. Let's keep going. Harry Blackstone Sr. once used live elephants in his stage show. True or false?
I would say he did that. I think it's true.
True, says Doug. Nabito?
Sorry, I was kind of trying to look up this goldfish.
Yeah.
So
Not
I'm
looking
out.
up Harry Blackstone information at all.
Yeah.
True or false, Nabito?
No, I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry, because I was trying to look up the last question.
Harry Blackstone Sr. once used live elephants in his stage show. True or false?
I'll go true. I mean, it sounds pretty epic for
So
that
true
time.
false from Doug?
True. I say true.
Oh, both say true? The answer is false. He did
Wow.
use livestock such as doves and rabbits, but never elephants. That was more a Houdini and Barnum wheelhouse. So
Yep.
that's the answer to that one. So next one.
Smart man. Can you imagine having an elephant in your repertoire? Oh my.
Man, imagine feeding it. Like
Jesus.
the cost involved to feed it alone would be insane.
The cleanup
Oh my
alone
God,
is
the
a no go.
cleanup. I mean, Josh shovels like horse poop all the time. Imagine
Josh
something
knows.
All right,
enormous.
yeah. Oh, I've shoveled many a horse poop. Even for a pony, they just poop so much. I've got a quick update on the goldfish, if you guys want to hear it.
Go
Yes.
on.
Goldfish. So goldfish can be trained, despite the myth, like I said, that they have a 3-second memory. They can actually have excellent long-term memory and can learn complex behaviors, such as swimming through hoops, pushing a ball into a goal, recognizing shapes or colors, swimming to a target on command, follow a pointer or finger. They can fetch floating objects. They can ring a bell to receive food. And they can also listen to the Magic Guys podcast. Let's go. I mean, that's not really a skill. That's just, you put the speaker up to their tank. But that's pretty cool. I mean, they recognize when they see floating food, okay, it's time to eat. So I guess if you put the time in, you could train one for your magic effect. Just pretty dope.
Okay. Next one. True or false? Derren Brown once correctly predicted the results of the national lottery on live TV.
Oh, yes, that's right. I remember there was a lot of controversy about the idea of this happening. And it was like he had a cool idea of how he wanted to end it, but he had to change the ending, I think, because they would they would be too upset if he could prove that he could actually do it.
Alex Lamb says true. Rusty says true. Ronnie says Derren Brown has done everything. Doug, what's your answer?
I say true.
Yeah, I think it's true.
The answer is true. In 2009, he predicted the UK lottery numbers, though the method is still debated and possibly involved some video trickery. So,
Doug, do you remember the controversy on it? I remember Derren Brown talked about it somewhere, and he's like, he wanted to do an ending where he showed how they rigged the lottery or something, but they wouldn't allow that. So they had to change the ending to being like, oh, when a mass of people make the decision, it's normally true. And they had to change it to be like more like that.
News to me. I don't remember that at all.
Well, it's something we can look. Maybe I'll do a little history lesson on at some point, but let's go into the next one. This one is kind of a tricky one. So here we go. True or false? The famous bullet catch has killed at least 15 magicians. True or false?
It might be true. It's definitely a problem.
It's a problem. Like smoking.
Definitely a problem. See, the thing is, anything that can go wrong in your show, you do enough shows and everything will go wrong at some point. And if it's something dangerous...
Well, there is a book on this. There's a book. I believe it was the book. Yes, the book.
It's 13 have died. So that was about 50 years ago. And I would imagine 2 have died since because magicians are idiots. I'm going to say true.
Well,
which, by the way, it was a pleasure seeing the gun that killed Chun Ling Soo in David Copperfield's museum.
Wow.
It's in there.
Well,
bloody hell.
Adonis allegedly, Gutbuster Mike false, Alex false, Seth false. The answer is true. And it is literally one of the most dangerous tricks in history with multiple recorded deaths. So over 15. Yeah.
Because the problem was back in the day, they might sneak out the bullet, but some idiot could chuck in a button or some other small projectile.
Yep.
That's still going to fire out with all the gunpowder and stuff that they've loaded up in the old school guns.
Yeah, we can't even do it here. Not even with a paintball gun here in Oz. And so I'm trying to do it with a golf ball, which Tobias has agreed to help me with now. So you're probably going to see it in the next year or so. So we'll see how that goes. Next, Doug Henning ran for political office in Canada. True or false?
I don't know that knowledge. Although he's a pretty whimsical guy.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him running Canada.
Eric might
I know that knowledge, and if I'm not mistaken, he ran for one of the highest offices in the land. He was like going for leader of parliament.
Friends?
How the hell do you know that, Doug?
I know, right? Doug's like an encyclopedia. God damn. Doug, the answer is that's correct. True. He ran for parliament under the National Law Party.
Wow. Doug Condrapedia.
Yeah.
But that's also my era, like you guys probably know more shit from this era than I do because,
Maybe.
I'm not as hip, maybe. You guys say names all the time like I don't know, so,
Can I ask, Doug, just quickly, in the US, is it like, are people in public trying to hide who they, like, if they like the president or not? Because I've heard stories of people like having to hide.
Shut the fuck up. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Shut the fuck up. No. Shut the fuck up.
What?
No, because I'm not getting stuck at customs because of this conversation. Shut the fuck up. We're not talking about that. No, we're not. No. I swear to God, if I go through customs and people see this fucking footage, we're not
talking about our opinions on any kind of government thing. I'm just saying the people.
Goes, true.
Yeah, true or false? That's hilarious. Okay, cool.
I think it's safe to generally assume the worst for this country right now.
Everyone's telling me to bring a burner phone to get through customs. I'm just like, I got nothing to hide.
You know what's interesting? When I did my online the ESTA thing, like basically like the visa thing, it asks you to link. It asks you to link like your social media and stuff. It says optional, so of course I don't, but it's like asking for your social media. It's like, what are your parents? Details. Like, it's like way more in depth than the last time I had to. It's like it's getting crazy.
It's already crazy. Just don't. Next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, keep going. Good stuff.
Okay, let me get back to that fucking thing. Here we go.
USA is number 1. Okay.
Yes. Okay. The invisible deck. The invisible deck was created by Dai Vernon. True or false?
Look at Doug already trying to not have a stroke here, and you say that he knows it's not true.
He knows exactly who created it.
It's Berlin Hull's Ultramental deck. Dai Vernon altered it to be the Brainwave deck later in his life, but Ultramental Berlin Hull.
That's not the knowledge I have. The knowledge I have.
Eddie Fields and Don Allen popularized it as the invisible deck, but it's Berlin Hull's Ultramental deck that uses their presentation.
It was popularized by Don Allen and marketed by Joe Berg, but Vernon was known for the more sleight of hand classics. So that is a false statement. Correct, Doug.
But Vernon had Brainwave, which introduced a different colored back to the same prediction concept. So he had some hands in the game. But if you look up Ultramental deck, you'll find Berlin Hull, and it's very much the invisible deck.
Yeah. True or false? Cardini performed a full act wearing gloves.
Now, glove work is pretty insane for card magic because I feel like you lose touch of your feelings. But I have seen this video, so it's true.
Doug?
Yeah, maybe not the full act, but it is true.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah.
And he still crushed it. And it was a nice way to be able to do back palms, having white gloves with white borders on a.
Do you know why he did that?
To my knowledge, it was because he would practice his card magic while in the trenches during the World War, and he was wearing gloves to keep his hands warm in the cold.
That's
So he just got used to performing with gloves.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
I like history. True or false? There is a secret room in the Magic Castle that no magician is allowed to enter.
Only one?
There is a secret room. One, but no magician is allowed to enter that.
And it's called
the
good bathroom. Yeah.
It's called the shower.
The shower.
The shower.
The deodorant closet. My God.
Far out.
Yeah, that sounds false. I don't think that doesn't make sense. How would you have a room at the Magic Castle magicians can't go in?
Looking at the chat, Mark Brown, and on the box, it's unanimous. It is false. It is false. Like, there is nothing of that nature in there. Now, next question. True or false? There's a magic shop on every continent, including Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Remember my mentor Cellini saying there should only be 4 magic shops, one on each corner of the globe. It should be that way, right? Where it's not so, dispensable.
Yeah.
So I don't think there'd be one in Antarctica, but maybe. I think it's false. I don't think that's true. You got countries like Saudi Arabia don't even want us there.
Yep, it is unanimous. Even Rusty said the penguins can't do magic, although there is a penguin magic store, which is very funny. And the answer is false. We barely have a magic store here in Australia. There is one left in Sydney, run by our good friend Clement Kwok. Shout out to Clement, man. Thanks for keeping the bricks and mortar. Now, true or false? The word abracadabra was once used as a healing charm.
I'm sure someone did that. But because what does abracadabra mean?
I summon? Is that what it means? I summon?
Isn't it like something to do with I speak it into existence or something? As I say it, someone knows.
Yeah, something like that.
There's about 10 minutes worth of questions, and we have 6 minutes left in the show, so I would...
False.
I create as I speak. That sounds like what I remember seeing.
Final answer?
I'm going to say someone's done that, but I don't think that's...
Come on, buddy. We're running out of time.
I'll go true.
The answer is true. In ancient times, people wore it as an amulet to ward off disease and misfortune. So pretty cool.
There you go.
Now,
do you think it's possible? Sorry. Do you think it's possible for us to start our own magic word and make it into history where people just reference that as a magic word?
Yes. I've been trying to coin the phrase swagic, where you mix your swag with magic.
Love it.
Yeah, like because my suits are so gaffed. It's like my swagic realm. You want to have your swag being magic.
Yeah, that's real skibbity, bro. That's not neat at all. That's fine.
Magic. Okay. A magician once vanished the Statue of Liberty. True or false?
Really?
Yeah, that's true. David Copperfield did it on TV in 1983. I was born in 84 for reference. So here we go.
I saw that special live on television.
We have 10. Go on.
No, go ahead.
You saw it?
Oh, I watched it live. Yeah. Just flashing back to.
How did people talk about it back then? Because Twitter, social media, people couldn't just blast about it.
I was 10. Who was I talking to? My buddy Jimmy on the corner. I don't know what they were talking about, but I know that this was a pretty big deal for sure. It was like epic event, and it was before he started doing dumb stuff like floating across the Grand Canyon. His reputation was still solid.
Okay, we have 10 more questions to go. Let's bring her home, kid.
David floating across the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. It's that's a funny one. I know. Yeah, he just doing the whole like he was just being very.
He maintains this pose for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm with you.
Because he's so concentrated,
Yeah, no, but everything back then was filmed in 480p, so you could just you could have the worst teeth in the world. It wouldn't matter because you're not being seen in 4K. You know what I mean? It's just they just see white, and your imagination does the rest. But
he opened that with the Andre Cole levitation, where you levitate forward through encircled things, and that is cool. That's cool. You see him start cool and end cool, but the middle, instead of swagic, it was tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic magic.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I try to make the last 10 difficult ones. All right. So we'll get to the bottom 10 and we'll wrap it up. But here we go. A magician in Germany patented a method to levitate cats for stage performance. True or false?
For time, I'm going to say false. That's weird.
False. No one can do that.
False. Okay, it was a false. Yeah. Okay, David Blaine once tried to live inside of a snow globe for a week, but they pulled him out because he was developing frostbite. It's part of a stunt in a cold place.
I'm going to say that's false because David Blaine ain't no pussy. He would have done it.
I mean, he was in Times Square encased in glass for a week.
Nah, but talking it was a globe, snow globe.
That sounds made up. False.
And the chat says, Rusty says it rings a bell. The answer is false. He did not try to. He did get very nice, but he didn't do the snow globe thing.
My boy Blaine ain't giving up for no frostbite. You know what I'm saying?
Die. But yeah, Nick from Dragateer said, yep, he did do it in a block of ice. That is correct. But let's circle back to this one now here. There is a secret handshake. There's a secret handshake required to enter the Magic Circle headquarters in London. True or false?
I think it's false. Handshake is a bit.
Yeah. Sounds too nerdy.
Think about it. We're talking about Mason type society, one of the oldest communities ever in magic.
Alex Lamb saying true, but
what are you trying to do, Nick? Sway us to the right answer?
Putting it out there.
Where's your unbiased game master quality here? Like, are you sure about that? And then we're gonna be like, yeah, I changed my answer. He's gonna be like, nah, it was false.
Yeah, I'm gonna say false. Although there should be one, a universal one for magicians, but I'm gonna say it's false.
Alex
Yeah, me
says,
too. False.
goofy enough. That's goofy enough to have magicians take that seriously. That's true. Mike says that we should bring secret handshakes back, and the answer to that one is false. It's false. Yeah, you don't have to know a secret handshake. Okay.
See?
Okay. Houdini once had to cancel a show because a rabbit bit his thumb during rehearsal, and the injury made it so he was unable to perform. True or false?
Yikes.
Digging in the deep end for these last ones, huh? What is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna say false again.
False.
I think.
False.
And the chat says nothing, but the answer is false. Correct. Okay. Here we go. Penn Teller secretly collects magic-themed Pez dispensers and actually owns several hundreds of these. True or false?
I mean, if
Magic
we know, then it
themed?
can't.
Is there that many?
Well, there's Pez
Good
dispensers, and you
point.
can also have them made.
Nah, it's got to be false. Nick gave
I
it
think
away
it's
then.
true. I'm going true on this one.
True on this one?
It's weird enough to do that.
It does sound something that he would be weird enough to do. The answer to it is actually false, but
Yeah.
I thought that would be sounded half true as well when I made that one up. So
I was thinking after I said true, I'm like, Penn doesn't like magic enough to do that. My bad.
yeah, but it's the type of thing that he would do almost as a mocking sort of notion.
Yeah,
So I
maybe
kind of
so.
appreciate that he would do something like that to take the piss in the true nature of Penn Teller.
This
True
is my
or-
DD Pez.
yeah, exactly. You know,
This is my Teller Pez.
yeah. Okay. True or false? There was once a magician who used nothing but potatoes in his act.
That could be true. Doesn't sound like he was very successful, but I'm gonna say it could be true.
Yeah, it could be. I don't think so. I'm going false. Doesn't make any sense.
My friend Paddy McCullum does a really good cups and balls. He's an Irishman and wears a kilt when he performs, and he does cups and balls and produces 9 different sized potatoes in his act. It's not his entire act, so the answer is false.
So hang on. I think all of those have been false that you've been doing in this last 10, by the way.
Maybe
That's what I'm saying. He's
maybe.
in the deep end, right? We could have ended this
come
episode
on.
with 10 questions ago and not be running late right now.
Oh
with
no,
all
but
these
think about it.
deep-
Like even Mark Brown says, good point. You could do like Bill and potato. You can do cups and potato. You can do, so many different
multiplying potatoes
Multiplying-
across,
potatoes across.
Yeah. Nick,
potatoes to French fries.
Did Teller speak to you about his potato effect he's working on as well? Because he's
No.
working on a potato effect, literally, for his show.
I don't think he told me about it.
Sweet. I probably am not meant to say it like publicly, so every
imagine that, like,
magician hears about the same idea.
Take mashed
But
potato, squeeze it into a real potato. Like all kinds of stuff you could do with that. So
I'll tell you
okay.
guys off air. Yeah.
Copperfield's team once lost the Statue of Liberty replica that was used for rehearsing the original effect. So they had a replica of it to emulate the way that it was actually done. And that replica is now missing. True or false?
I'm sorry, I'm over here envisioning the world's record for most potato tricks performed by a magician underwater. So I'm going to be going for that
Underwater.
record.
Wow, that's so niche. Yeah. Wow.
False is my
Got
answer
it.
for that.
Yeah, I'll go false. I got no idea.
What is that?
Yeah, he actually never used the replica or anything. They just made
Oh,
the real
come on,
one.
man. Why are
Yeah.
you just giving us all these false? All right,
They
bring
do-
it home. Give us something juicy, man. What's the
No,
last fact?
okay. A magician in the 1920s was arrested for levitating in front of a courthouse. and the charge was causing a public panic. True or false in the 1920s?
It would have also been during the Spanish flu era as well. So it would have been. Let's just go true. One of them has to be true. Come on.
I don't think so. I would say based on when the floating lady was developed, that illusion wasn't popular or even possible to do outdoors. False.
False.
God. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to fucking see you next week. And
no one's been arrested for fucking levitating someone. Okay. There's 2 more left. Here we go.
Oh, come on. All right. Let's do it.
There is a trick known only by 3 living magicians, and it's been passed down by handshake every 25 years. I won't say what the trick is.
False. And what's the last question?
Doug?
Yeah, I'm with Josh on this one.
It's false.
Yeah,
Ian.
it's false.
What's the last one?
All right, it's false. Okay, great.
And the last one's false too, but let's hear it anyway.
Or did I switch it just to psych you out? Here it is. The term...
If this last one's false, by the way, I swear to God. Some bullshit.
It could be
Fucking
true.
5 extra minutes for false.
It could be true. I'm just
It
saying.
better be true. What is it?
Could be. I don't know. Look, I like to I bring this that may lull you into like the false reality that I've created.
Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna say it. We're gonna talk about it, and then all you're gonna say is true or false, and then we end the podcast. Okay.
Well, you got to give your answer first. So here's what's up.
All right.
Chat, get ready. Here we go. The
Just
term.
ended Orbido.
That's hilarious.
I'm just losing it. Okay.
All right. What is it?
Here with the final word. False.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The term close-up magic originated from magicians sneaking into poker games and showing tricks to hustling players.
Morbido, why are we still on the air? Jesus.
I know. What a.
False.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's false. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.